So there's no. I guess I'm kind of curious. Do you think that there are any, agency, nonprofit, government programs that are effective in addressing these issues, or is it too complex, too individualized for each person to really be addressed by a program?
Well, I work for Goodwill.
Okay.
And I feel like that the Met High School is really, and also the Excel program is really making a difference. And I think I don't think it just like happens overnight. It's a process. And I know that there are families that this is the first time anybody in the family has graduated from high school. Mm-hmm. And then also we have some other programs for our employees in the stores, the hourly employees, called Getting Ahead is one of the programs where it's teaching people how to start banking accounts and savings accounts and learning how to budget and that type of thing. And I think that gradually there can be a change in people's lives when they learn these things.
Okay. Anything to add to that, or is that?
Well, you can look at success rates and kind of determines it's that way. The Hebron program, I feel like that has worked. They have a very high success rate, but if somebody coming back into the program, they do have to come back in. The one guy here at the church went through that program and he's free of it. So I do think there are ways. I really believe there are a lot of people that want to get out of that situation, but they're so stuck with it that it's just impossible for them to do it without help. Mm-hmm. And I believe the person that we had stand in our place really wanted to get out of it, and he was for a while. It's just a matter of wanting enough and having enough help to do it. And eventually maybe he will. I mean, like you said, I like the way you put it, is that, each person is in a different situation. And it's difficult. That's why we should never give up on a person.
It can be discouraging, and I know that we, especially with the individual we were talking about it, because we really got close to him, and it's hard to watch him backslide like that. He would get so enthused, and then of course then the lies would come, and that's really hard.
So how have you dealt with that as far as your own feelings? Because I would think, here you've sacrificed, gone out of your way to help someone, knowing what you were getting into.
Right.
It doesn't sound as if you're overly idealistic to the point of being naive. I mean, you realize that it's a very complex thing. It's a hard process, so you're set up for that. I mean, you're geared towards that, and yet you were disappointed. So I guess I'm curious how you overcome that disappointment and still maintain that desire.
It's difficult with me right now. I've kind of stepped back a little bit, and we're more cautious about those situations. Someone like him, he's probably one of the most severest, and one of the best at deceiving. And I put it in his situation is that I basically told him, unless he's totally honest with us, we'll allow him back in our lives. But when he comes to us, he's going to have to be totally honest honest, because there's some things I know that he doesn't know that I know.
Mhm.
And if he's not totally honest with him, I'll just have to lay it on the line with him. And because there were so many times that he had deceived us. And when he deceived us, we questioned it. We didn't have any evidence of it. So it's not like I haven't shied away from it, because I have some. But, it's difficult. But we do still help people in the neighborhood when they come to us. We're just cautious on how we do it. We've got to learn from it.
Yeah.
So,
One of the things that you do find out is that you do have to set up boundaries, because when somebody comes to us, this is always an emergency. It's a crisis to them, whether it's really a crisis or not. And, like the one guy, he would always want Jim to give him rides everywhere. We set up a little rule that, at night, after 9 o'clock, you can't come over there and get anything to eat, or Jim wasn't going to, give him a ride anywhere. Jim has a big heart, and that's been a little bit, a bit of a challenge.
Okay. So you moved here. Did you sell your house that you were?
Yes.
Okay. Sold your house, moved here. And it sounds like you kind of just devoted your lives to helping others. Is that an accurate statement?
I think so.
Okay. Most people don't do that. Do you ever get looks from friends, family, or concerns like, hey, are you sure you know what you're doing, or why are you doing this?
you have.
Well, yeah, I remember my brother saying to me, we tried something like that to make a change in St. Louis, and it didn't really work, So I think he's probably kind of skeptical of what we're doing.
Does that matter to you, or is it?
Not really, because
Okay.
I think the reason that we are doing it is because of our, commitment to serving God, and we really, believe that this is our calling, and we can't always change the circumstances around us, but we can, change what we do.
Would it? I'm not sure. Well, I can't speak for everyone, so I'll just speak for myself. Your belief, your understanding of Christianity seems to be different than what I see being exhibited in a lot of different churches around the country. Do you agree with that statement, or is that just a misunderstanding on my part?
The inner city church here has that focus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this church does, is that focus.
Right.
And there's a lot of churches, I do believe that there's a lot of churches that don't have that focus. Or they have a different kind of focus where the people they help in a different way than we do.
Maybe they send money somewhere.
Yeah, they have money, so they just send money. Or give money. This church gets a lot of money from a sister church in Zionsville.
Okay.
So without that money, churches like this couldn't exist.
Okay.
It's really important. It's awesome that we get support from.
But I do
different
agree
churches.
with your statement that in general, people come to church and they leave, and that's basically all they do is just come to church. There are good churches out there, but there's also not so good churches where they
It's more like for entertainment.
More like a social organization.
Yeah.
Okay.